2015. Yeah, March 2015, moved to Jamaica to be with my husband, and because he was running he still runs a fitness center. That's sometimes where you might see me, like if I'm at the gym,
Yeah.
if I'm doing classes, it'll be at the fitness center. So I said, the spot that he has, this is a perfect place for doing yoga retreats. So I had first gotten into yoga just before I left Canada. Yeah, because I hadn't done yoga before. I used to think like yoga, oh, that's so boring. Like that's not real, guys. Like, I'm into spin. Like I love spin, lifting weight. Oh, that's exercise. And I'm like, yo, that's not. So, but I tried several classes just before moving to Jamaica at my local gym in Canada, and I actually was getting a good workout and a good stretch from it. And then I'm like, I might just try this yoga thing, because actually I feel pretty good now. It wasn't as easy as I thought it was.
Yeah.
One of the kids wasn't as easy as I thought it was. And I said, like, let me try doing this yoga. So when I moved to Jamaica, that's when I actually really picked up doing yoga. So,
Hi, Mommy.
Hi, sweetie. I know I'm not your mommy.
just say hi to me. And she's like, bye, Abigail. I say, bye.
So cute. Bye.
Bye. Go that way. So now the other one's coming.
Bye, sweetie.
So started the yoga journey really in 2015. Maybe a few months before, like I said, I tried it in Canada, really liked it. And then when I moved to Jamaica, I said, you know what? This is a perfect spot for doing yoga retreats.
Really?
And there was a yoga teacher here who's also from Ontario. She lives in Ottawa. And I had gone on a wellness retreat, and she was the yoga teacher. So that's how I met her. And then I ended up asking her to do yoga classes at our gym twice a week. So since she started doing the yoga classes at the fitness center, at my husband's fitness center, I would just go to classes. And that's how I got into doing yoga. And then I would go to classes every week. There were a couple of other yoga teachers. I would attend their classes. And then I would practice at home, on my own, whatever I was learning in classrooms, practice at home. And yeah, that's how I originally got into doing yoga.
Well, that's good to know. Have you had yoga retreats at the fitness center?
Yeah, we've had a few. We've had a couple of people start. I started the yoga retreats 2016 or 2017. I've done a few. I've done a few. We did the first one was with I am Renee Watkins.
Oh, with Renee. Yeah.
Yeah, did one with Koya Webb. Did and Diane Bondi. Done one with her. We were supposed to do one the year COVID started.
Right.
Then COVID started. So that got put off. We're hoping to do it this year. We'll see what the, restrictions are and stuff like that. But we're hoping to do the one that we were supposed to do in 2019 this year. Oh, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I did I've done a few.
That's
Yoga.
really good. I love it when we get together and we can provide business for one another. You know what I'm saying? Because I think the community of yoga, it is getting more diverse, but it still has its separateness, if you know what I'm trying to say, in a lot of, which is unfortunate. So having avenues for yogis of color to be able to do retreats and, you know, in beautiful places like Jamaica, to me is incredibly important, and to feel that kind of connection. And I say that for a couple reasons in terms of the connection. I remember the first time I went to Jamaica, and I remember because I'm a girl from Jersey. So, and the first time I went to Jamaica, and I was like, oh my God, it was the simplest, smallest things, Lorraine, of looking at a billboard and there were Black people on it. It was very small things of looking around and going, oh, there's a doctor's office, there's this, there's that. I see me everywhere. You know what I mean? I'm not hunting for me, whether it's consciously or pre-consciously, because I know I hunt for me wherever I go. You know, like visually scan quickly or whatever. And I don't think people of European descent particularly are aware of how much that is a piece of our being. You know, sometimes you hunt for you, so to speak. I hunt for me, and people don't even acknowledge that you're there if you see them. I've had that experience too.
Oh,
and so, which is unfortunate, but I don't, there's never a situation that I walk into without that hunt, and then being able to have it acknowledged. You know, we know to acknowledge it's enough.
Eyes and like feeling up, thank God there's, you know. Not room.
Exactly, which I'm, you know, you get so used to being the only in the room. So used to it.
And overseas, not what? No, sometimes here too, surprisingly.
No kidding.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that.
See, I wouldn't have. Isn't that? See, there's an assumption I made.
The whole, the changing face of yoga. That's But you can continue unless
no, tell me more.
Well, I think that there's a big difference in the yoga community, because what yoga should be and what it often is are two very different things, right? The philosophy of yoga is one thing, but yoga now has become so much of a business, which is sad, you know, but like many people who practice yoga or get into yoga don't actually get into it for yoga. They get into it for the business side, the money, the fame, the look at me, the whatever promotions or whatever, you know, and there's not much care towards the actual students or actually trying to, like, you know, quote unquote, be a yogi, or, you know, but it's so commercialized. It really is. And I found like I find that there's a difference with the yoga community in Jamaica than with the yoga community overseas, primarily because of the color difference. One, that's the main thing. Two,
right.
But even here, because there are quite a few expats who live in Jamaica, who are not of color, who live in, and they bring that same attitude that they have about yoga overseas, like in whether it's they're from Canada or Europe or America, they bring that same racist attitude. Over here. Because I mean, if it's a part of you, it's a part of you. right? If that
No, true.
part of what doesn't matter where you live, if that's a part of you, that's a part of you. So like I've been in classes over here where I'm looking around and it's like maybe one or two others. I'm like, wow, really?
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that says something about, well, it says a lot about whoever teaches those classes and who attends.
Well,
Because-
the one person who teaches, and there's a difference too. The one person who teaches who's not of color, her classes are primarily with, the people who attend her classes are primarily not of color. You might have, people who are of color in her classes. And the other teachers who are of color or who are, some sort of minority, as they would say, their classes are much more diverse. But yeah, teachers who are, especially if they're a Caucasian expat teacher, yep, their classes are mainly people of non-color. Yep, yep.
Wow.
Even in Jamaica.
And I'm sitting here going, so why'd you go to Jamaica? But then I answered my own question when you said a lot of them are in it for the business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, but that's still that racism. So if it's in you, it doesn't matter where you live. You're gonna bring that.
You're gonna bring it with you.
You're gonna bring it with you, because how are you in Jamaica, and you're a person who's not of color, but then when you have one or two people who are of color in your class,
right?
They shouldn't feel like they're sticking out, right?
No.
So they should feel in that, yeah. So they bring that same attitude. If it's not all, but if that's in them, doesn't matter where you are, you're gonna bring that wherever you go. Unless now some are starting to be more diverse or waking up to, what the yoga community really is about.
Right.
And we're getting some quote unquote allies, some, and some are still just,
wow,
the way their perception is the blonde, blue-eyed, skinny to in the aloe yoga or Lululemon, so.
Yeah, one wonders if it's totally ever going to change. I'm just, I don't know why I wouldn't think it would be like that there, but it just never really crossed my mind, honestly.
It's for crime. It's a small community.
Yeah.
That like that. And you just maybe wouldn't attend those classes, because why want to feel like that in a country that's very diverse, or or that's mainly made up of people of color. But like Jamaica, there are white Jamaicans, there are Black Jamaicans, Chinese
Jamaicans, Indian Jamaicans. Yes.
If you're Jamaican, you're Jamaican. So I don't necessarily get that so much with Jamaican teachers who might be Caucasian, but they're Jamaican.
Right.
But so they grew up here. So to them, they identify as Jamaican.
Right.
But like if it's a expat teacher who is Caucasian, you might feel that in some of their classes, because primarily the ones who attend her classes or his classes would be people who are Caucasian, even here, so, and it's noticeable. It's like you look around, it's like,
wow. Wow. Learn something new every day.
So yeah, bring it here. And like And